Here are the necessary tools we need to complete the wheel end service. 4-inch socket, an impact gun, 1/2 inch, ball peen hammer, torque wrench, dial indicator, 80-90 lubricant, seal driver, and 1/8 socket.
First part of this job is taking off the wheel drum.
Now that the wheel drum is removed, we're going to use our impact to remove the bolts on the axle shaft. We already loosened the bolts, so once they're off, we can remove the axle shaft. And there's our axle shaft.
Now, after we got the axle shaft off, we're going to take off the jam nut. In this case, it's called the spindle nut. And we're going to take off the outer wheel bearing.
Now that the jam nut locked in and outer wheel bearing are removed, now we're going to remove the oil seal and inner bearing.
Now that these parts are all taken apart, this is what you should have: outer, inner wheel bearing, the oil seal, the spindle nut that has the washer, lock ring, and jam nut all together, and the bolts to the axle shaft.
Start the TMC method. Make sure you replace the old parts with the new parts. Bearing lubrication is a necessary. Make sure it is the same lubricant as used before.
Lubricating the bearings, we're going to replace the inner bearing and the oil seal.
Alright, and then I'll say now you have yes, continue. No, you don't have to do that. Now you're going to put the inner bearing in the hole with
Now that the inner wheel bearing and the oil seal is all replaced, we can put the wheel hub back on.
Now that the wheel hub is back on, we can go ahead and replace the outer wheel bearing and screw the lock nut on.
Here, do you want me to pound it in and then have it actually seated, and then we can film it like we just put it on there? Alright, ready?
Now we can complete step 2 of the TMC method by tightening the adjusting nut to a torque of 200 foot-pounds while rotating the wheel.
This little tab.
Now for step 3, we're going to back the adjusting nut 1 full turn. Step 4, we're going to tighten the adjusting nut to a final torque of 50 foot-pounds while rotating the wheel. For step 5, we're going to back it off 1/4 of a turn.
Final step of the TMC method is place the dial indicator on the hub and make sure it has a play of 1/1000 of an inch to 5/1000 of an inch.
It's good.
Now that the TMC method is complete, we can go ahead and insert the axle shaft.